Hi, welcome to another video on my riding robot Mydfir with active sonar, line following and color recognition. Last time I experienced some problems with the behavior despite having the program for quite a while, and the only things I change about it is the values of the colors because of the calibration. One thing that occurred to me was that the behavior was rather slow compared to other moments. I'm wondering why that could or would be. I figured I may take a look at the computer. It is a fairly old one, using a Pentium M, and it has not as much memory as other computers. As you can see, it has only 500 megabytes. On the other hand, well, 500 megabytes of working memory, of course. Then another point is though that I am using the Ubuntu version of Linux, where Ubuntu is the very low memory LXDE desktop. In general, that goes well. However, when I am using just live working software, I'm printing it live on screen and I'm recording things, would that be too much of a problem? And that is why I want to do things a little bit different now. So yes, I am going to run the robot on the Robo Explorer map that you've seen last time. I won't do anything right now to this software, but then I will run also a program called Top. And if you see here, it is the program Simple Screen Recorder that runs on Top right now, together with the graphical interface. And here is idle, which is this program, just the editor. And the question is, what will be the result of everything? Which is going to be quite interesting to see, because it will reveal if Simple Screen is taking a lot of resources. If so, that would be too bad, because then I can't use both the software and the rest. On the other hand, when things are resident loaded, it takes up memory as well, but it won't run. But obviously I can't test that when I'm recording. So let me just start running it, and for that, of course, I need another terminal window. Go to the correct directory and then say this is all for another project, and then run this program, because that is what I need to run the familiar one. So with that explanation done, I think it is time to set things up and see how things run. So you won't see the robot, but you will see some boring, maybe boring, but very interesting data on which program runs the most, and if it indeed can delay or could delay the whole working of the robot. So let's start doing that. So, robot is on track. I'm starting the program. And then it's always nice to actually connect the interface, which I've done now. The interface is booted, waiting for some commands. I'm starting it. And there we go. And then I don't mind how the robot is actually working, although I can mention that blue shows the blue light, so that is nice. And now it is halting on it. I'm using the sonar now to correct anything, so it takes up the line again. And you actually see what is happening. It's losing the line again, and you see also that the graphical interface is now used the most, followed by simple screen and Python. So using the sonar again, I managed to correct anything, but it is the graphical interface that actually takes the most memory. It is completely on top. And it is actually quite easy to hold my hand in front of the sonar to have it correct the line following, but you can also see what is happening with all the software. And actually Python is actually never on top. It is the graphical interface or simple screen, which is quite revealing. I had never expected that, because Python is running and running. Oops, that was the spring of the chair. But actually you can see what happens on top of here quite easily now. And okay, I have to intervene again for the sonar. And I have to report also that the green light is not burning. Blue is working good, and line following is mixed. And it is still a mystery to me why it actually loses the line so many times. But well, let's say this is a quite revealing thing, as I already mentioned. This being the graphical interface you're seeing, recording, and actually Python running. I never expected this, but I already said that. So now we know that. I think I can go further to actually trying to show how things should go. And right now it is over red and the red light is burning, so that is alright. Blue functions correctly now. Red does it, but green doesn't. So much for a revealing test. Right now the robot is holding on with a lost line on color green, and it showed green previously. So now with two lamps again and one lamp on a brighter setting than before, let's see how it behaves. And it was suggested to use a third lamp on the opposite, because one lamp is over there, one lamp is over there, and the suggestion was to use a lamp from there. So let's see how this behaves right now. I'm just holding my hand in front of the sonar. And now it senses the tripod, so I'm holding back. Adjust the camera for a bit. And this is interesting behavior. Why does it do it? I don't really know. But it clearly senses the red square in the mid. It loses line again. So let me try again what is happening. This is really odd and unsuspected behavior. You see that the green light is shining a bit. So why does it do the way it does it? I can't explain really. Just watching the behavior is already interesting enough to see, and here it loses track again. It is almost as if the line tracking sensor doesn't work very well. So it is time to get the third light applied and see if that works better. And now you can see the red light coming on. I didn't pay any attention to it previously, but now, yeah, alright. Time for the third light. The third light actually are two spotlights from 1 meter or actually 1.5 meter height. So let's see how this works better, but I still have to correct the robot now. See if it self-adjusts. I don't think that's going to happen. Clearly it does not. And now I have to step through the light. And the whole question is, why doesn't it adjust itself? Sometimes it does, sometimes it does not. And now it is, let me see, not seeing any line, while it is to my observance that with the sensor half over the line, it is still capable of self-correcting. Like here, it almost always corrects itself. So I don't really get it. Even with 3 lights, it's not going correct. With 3 lights also the light source has changed. So there are 3 light sources, actually 4, daylight is there as well. So the colors have different values. And that is odd as well, because I haven't found any need to recalibrate. You can see the red light shimmering. This is really odd. Why doesn't it correct itself? Perhaps just because of the colors. That maybe that just maybe a thing that I haven't thought about it yet. And what I also notice now is that this particular track is more a straight line, like that one and that one. And that part is completely curved. So there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually that is a continuous curve, while this one is not a continuous curve. So is that the reason why that one is tracking itself correctly? I have no idea actually. I fail to see any logic in it. So now I've noticed that use of 3, actually 4 lamps and daylight doesn't make much of a difference where it comes to the behavior of line tracking. But I still want to look at the behavior of the tracking of this part of the line and that part of the line, since that is all curved and this one isn't. So let's see how this one goes. Let's wait a bit. It loses track. From here you can clearly see that it is very well capable of correcting itself. So why doesn't it do it right there? It's perfect course correction. Until there. Doesn't really make much sense. So let's try right there. And it starts with a very odd behavior. It finds the line and holds. Why? Alright. And again it holds on the end of the curved line. Yet it follows the line in the curve perfectly. And there it goes, perfectly. Somehow it always manages to follow the line here. And I expect it to go wrong here again. Yes. So let's try that part again. Alright, now it takes an outbound curve. Now this is interesting. It won't find the line now. And now there's no problem. So, no consistent behavior, unfortunately. So, from the general behavior that I found now with, after many years finding out that one part of the Robo Explorer map is actually a straight line, while the other one opposite to it is actually completely curved. Big surprise. Also, the discovery that 3 or 4 lights don't matter. Also realizing that Python is never on top. Let me show that once again. By the way, it has lost its track again just before or just on the red, at the start of the red. I need this one. So it is running a bit slow because the battery is running on empty, and now after how long have I been doing this now? Over a minute. It finds the track again and it runs. Now the green light is showing correctly. It follows the track perfectly, end of blue, and it follows the track correctly. No hesitation. So why erratic behavior? Why do 4 lamps and daylight actually do the job? I honestly can't tell. Now it runs without any problem. Slow because the battery is getting a bit empty. And now it holds between red and green. Maybe it finds it back again, maybe it doesn't. Anyway, weird and interesting behavior. Cause of it? Don't really know. It may be that 4 lamps do matter instead of 2. Or actually 3, because the 2 lamps that I added on 1.5 meter height altitude, they are very close to each other, so maybe to be considered as one light source. But then again, if you let it go long enough, then more than a minute, which is very boring to show on camera, by the way, very tiny corrections, and then suddenly finding the track again and then going on. if you if you watch that on video, then you quit watching it long before it finds your track again, so I won't do that. Anyway, thank you for watching. Quite revealing with top, which I'm showing again. Still no line, but I'll let it be for now. Did not change the sonar or the code anyway. So I don't get some of it. If you like this video and my other videos, please subscribe if you haven't done so. Also see my Instagram account. If you don't subscribe, if you do not subscribe and use Twitter, you can also follow me on Twitter, because I post on Twitter as soon as I have published a video, as I do with Instagram, by the way. If you like my videos enough to consider a donation, how small it may be, then please find my website for more info. It's listed in at the start of the video and under this video, and this is most likely to be continued. Bye bye.